Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Bbia Cashmere Shadow Collection, and this is the number 2 collection. So by number 2 it just means that it's basically shades from 6 till 10. It's the second round of the cashmere shadows that they brought out. I picked these up because I really wanted to try out more products from Bbia. I have tried 2 of their lip products in the past. This is one of the lasting velvet tints that I'm wearing at the moment. It is number 28, which is Pink Thriller, and I have really liked them in the past, so I decided to pick up some different sort of products. I'm so sorry about the flashing lights, I can't turn them off. And so I picked up these little single cashmere shadows. When I look at the swatches of them, the thing that drew me in was the sparkly colour, which on the swatch looks a lot more like a rose gold than it does in real life, and the colours do look a little bit different. They just look like they've had a filter put on them, which is kind of annoying. But it's not as bad as Piri Pera, we can say that. So for these shadows, the product description says, the finish range from soft to glossy via luminous glow and cashmere effects. They can be worn flawlessly, even with just one layer for elegant look with a sophisticated painterly finish. Various colour options for your desired eye makeup. These are all single shadows and they come in quite a nice little tub. They have a clear lid which shows you exactly what colour you're picking up, and on the back they have a really big number as well, which is really good for me because I cannot read the Korean on the back, and when the actual details of what colour they are small, sometimes it can be very difficult for me. There are 5 colours in the number 2 collection, and these are all kind of warm tones. There is one that's kind of, well, I don't even know if I would consider any of these cool toned, but they are quite harmonious together, but a lot of them I don't actually get a huge amount of use for, but the colours are very pretty when they are swatched. So this is shade number 6, which is basically just a sheer beige sparkle. I actually really like this one for wearing alone. I think that it looks really nice, but it also looks really nice layered over the top of the other colours too. Shade number 7 is a very light kind of caramel brown. I use this one in my crease the most often. I feel like it's a little bit underwhelming as a full lid colour though. Shade number 8 is a pretty rosy shade. This one looks like it would be really pigmented, but I actually found it to be quite sheer. I don't mind wearing this as an all over colour, but I didn't really find much use for it as part of a trio or anything like that, just because it is such a rosy colour in comparison to the other browns, which are more of a cooler tone really. Number 9 is a darker warm brown. This one is kind of like a darker caramel brown in comparison to number 7. This one is pretty. Again, I do like this one as an all over colour, but I didn't find a huge amount of use for it combined with some of the other colours. Shade number 10 is a really pretty satin brown. I really enjoy wearing this one on its own, and then I did find a little bit of use in it for combining the colours, but mostly I just wear this one by itself. I know, so boring, but I think it is really pretty. So for this look I used number 7 through the crease, which is a really pretty transition. Then I used number 6 on the inner half and number 10 on the outer half. This is a really pretty everyday, a little bit glittery than normal look for me. So for these shadows, I'm kind of on the fence with whether I'm going to keep them or not, whether I love them enough to have them, because they are such similar colours to a lot of the other ones that I do have. I feel like because they are a bulky packaging as well, being a single shadow, it's not worth taking up the space for me personally, and I know this is a really particular problem of mine because I do have a big makeup collection and I have a really small room. Do I wish that I had a big beauty guru room? Yeah. Can I afford a big beauty guru room? No. For these shadows, I think that the quality of the product is really nice. I found that in general they were easy to blend, although I found that aside from the very last one, which was number 10, I did have a little bit of pigmentation issues with the other ones being just a little bit too sheer. They needed quite a few dips into the pan to actually build up the colours to what you actually saw on my eyelid. This is not necessarily a bad thing because if you're like me and you're not super great with your eyeshadows normally, it's better to build it up than it is to try and blend it out, because sometimes it just, when I use a really dark brown, it can be really difficult for me. So it's not entirely a bad thing, but if you're used to really pigmented, probably Western based eyeshadows, you probably would find these really hard to use because they would be so sheer for you. But they do have a pretty good longevity. I didn't really have any issues. They do crease a little bit, but my eyelids get fairly oily throughout the day, so that's not a surprise and nothing unusual for me. Overall, I think that they are quite nice products. I just don't feel personally that thrilled by the colour selection. I feel like the colour selection Definitely looks different to what it is actually advertised, especially like I said in the beginning, that shimmery shade, which looks like a straight up beige and gold shade here, but it 100% looks like pink and gold on the actual images that they show you in the promotion photos. So I'm kind of like, I wanted the pink rose gold. I didn't want just a regular gold because I've got it already, but the quality is still really good, and I probably would pick up some more Bbia shadows. I would probably just go for something that's in a quad or a palette next time, just because, I mean, if I had this in a quad or palette, I would really like it. Maybe I should just invest in a Z palette and depot them though and stop complaining. But overall, I did actually really like the shadows, and I would recommend them if you're looking to pick up 1 or 2 little shadow pots. I especially liked the glitter, which is number 6, although I have about 1 million of them, and the one that I'm wearing at the moment, which is shade number 10, which is that satin brown color. Those are my favorites out of the 5. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!